I've given you everything.
Yeah, you have.
Say you'll do it. You mean it. Because you love me. Say it. Say it.
I'll do it. Everything you heard about me is true. I'm just a poor kid, born into nothing. Who's got something to prove? Like you.
I've seen stuff.
The whole world, they treat us like we don't matter.
I'm on your side. There's only you in there, calling the shots.
You think you know what's best for me? You think you know what I need? My little helper? We had a deal. We look out for each other.
Just gonna have to trust me.
Was it worth it? What you did to me?
You know what? I don't regret what I got.
Playing with our family comes at a cost.
All those years, he was watching. He knows this game better than you.
There's a storm coming. You got fight in you, Vic.
I'm ready.
They're taking back Gotham! They're gonna tell stories about us one day. Our names are gonna live forever.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This will be my full Penguin Episode 2 trailer video. There's a whole bunch of Batman Easter eggs, so we'll break it all down. There's footage from most of the rest of the episodes, too. Not the entire season, but I think a lot of the season. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the episodes. And big reminder, this is the episode schedule. It's moving to Sunday nights, but not this coming Sunday, the week after Sunday. So they're skipping almost 10 days. The other cool thing is that Matt Reeves just said that they finished the Batman 2 script. It'll take place right after the Penguin series during the winter holiday, so everybody make all your Mr. Freeze theories. There's also been people talking about them doing Two-Face, so there's a number of different villain options that he has to show up in that movie. There's also been talk of him doing the Court of Owls, doing a version of the Hush character. There are a number of options of characters that they have not done in previous movies recently. They'll start shooting that movie early in 2025 and releasing in 2026. The trailer jumps all over the timeline of the episode, so we'll just start at the beginning of the trailer and go through shot by shot. It starts with a scene of him and his mother again, verbally abusing him, it sounds like, forcing him to do something that it sounds like he doesn't totally want to do, like, promise me that you'll do it, and he's like, okay, fine, reluctantly. Just after watching episode 1, you can see that they had the most toxic relationship ever, like worst mother of the year so far, but it does sound like she cares about him, and the two of them feel like it's them against the rest of the world. She basically gave him the Scarface pep talk, you take the city, look, the city is yours. So it sounds like the motivation to become comic book Penguin, like this full level that you see in the comics, comes from his upbringing with his mother. They cut a couple different scenes together with him walking through this building and the voiceover saying, everything you heard about me is true. This building could either be City Hall or it could be the morgue, because I do think that they have scenes in front of Carmine Falcone's body, like in front of his tomb. But there are a couple separate scenes later in the trailer where you see him lording around City Hall. That's all part of his grand play to basically get a toehold inside the city's government. Like, that's his real goal here. That's real power, being able to influence public policy. Not sure which apartment he's going to here, but it looks like he's going after someone. He could be looking for Victor. They do this cool transition where he goes to the door, but then they go to a scene of him as a young child. We'll probably get flashbacks to explain how he wound up with the Falcone family, like what happened to the rest of his family, his brothers and his father when he was younger. Based on the progression of all the pictures on the wall, like first you see pictures of just his brothers and his mother, then you see just pictures of him and his mother. So it sounds like his father died at some point, then his brothers died after that at some point. This looks like a scene of him looking at his brothers and his mother. This whole speech about how he came from nothing and he's trying to seize the opportunity is to Victor. Like, he's basically trying to tell Victor, you're just like me, you come from nothing. There was this whole talk that they had about ambition where Victor was basically trying to save his own life, like trying to talk him out of killing him. So at least for most of the series, he takes him under his wing to make more Penguin references. And the funny coincidence, maybe not a coincidence, I mean, they probably did this on purpose because they had to pay to write this scene and do all this set decoration, is that they had him meet Victor while he was trying to steal the wheels off of his car. Just like Batman met Jason Todd and then took him under his wing, he was trying to steal the wheels off of the Batmobile of all cars. We will see if Victor's arc plays out the same way that Jason Todd's arc played out, because he was basically a casualty of everything that Batman was doing, trying to fight all these villains. So Victor might also wind up being a casualty of everything that Penguin is trying to do, taking over the city. Notice Victor is staring at the cop, and the cop seems really pissed off at him, like he's probably going to yell at him for staring at him or loitering or something like that. I don't know who this girl is that he's talking to saying, I've seen stuff. He's probably talking about the stuff that he's done with the Penguin so far, like seen a whole lot of dead bodies, did a whole lot of messed up stuff with the Falcones recently. Then we see Sophia with Penguin at a club. I don't know if this is meant to be the cleaned up version of the Iceberg Lounge or if that's still in shambles after what happened, the Riddler's big attack on the city. This could just wind up being some other random club inside the city that the Falcones own. Anytime you see him in the white suit during this, does that not scream Scarface? Victor has a speech to him talking about how the world treats them like crap because they come from nothing. They treat them like they are nothing. During episode 1, he said that he also has ambitions. So the idea is that he's trying to prove himself to Penguin as well. There's a bunch of the partiers taking the drops. Remember, Penguin had this whole special shipment that Alberto Falcone was so excited that would revolutionize the drug trade in the city. A lot of people think that it might have something to do with Venom because we're talking about Bane Easter eggs in the distance. I don't know if Matt Reeves has plans to do the Bane character anytime soon, but it could be another drug based on the comics, and Venom is just like the big one. Penguin goes to another meeting with the Falcones. This seems like her older brother, Luca Falcone. I don't know why he's not trying to take over the family, just like she's trying to take over the family too. Like, you'd think that they'd all try to take over the family, all the surviving family members. But the idea is that he's pretending to side with Sophia Falcone, even though he himself is trying to take over. It's not clear if ultimately he would plan to betray her and kill her, then take power, or if he just tried to cozy up to her and have a relationship with her and rule that way, like rule from behind the throne. But if you haven't read Batman Dark Victory, they're loosely basing the character on that version. She is so nuts, she is so unhinged, there's no way Penguin would actually be able to rule over her shoulder without her trying to kill him. It looks like the family tries to push her out, like the family itself doesn't want to have anything to do with Sophia Falcone. Like, you go stand over here, you don't matter. She then has her own power struggle separate from that. It seems like Penguin is trying to use this to his advantage, like he's pretending to help her, like you should be in there with the family. You should be the one leading this meeting, you should be the one leading this family. When we know his ultimate goal is completely different. This is another scene of them having dinner with all the surviving family members. Even though it seems like he was successful in fooling her that he did not kill Alberto Falcone at the end of episode 1, thank you very much, Victor, for the assist with that body. She still seems like she's wary of him, doesn't trust him, and doesn't think that she needs him. So a lot of the next couple episodes will probably be him also scrambling, trying to alter his plan to sort of worm his way next to her. Probably by doing something else that's really messed up, saving her life, or doing something to get her to trust him more. Usually that's the easy way to do it, is to save someone's life. It definitely seems like he tries to kill John Beatty. Don't know if he winds up surviving past whatever this episode winds up being. It might not be episode 2. This could be like much later in the season. But it seems like he catches him naked in bed, like he's getting ready to get it on with the person that he saw in the photos that Carmine Falcone was keeping in his safe. Remember, there were files on a bunch of different people in that safe. The reason why those were the only things in the safe next to the jewels is because they are as valuable as the jewels. They're his power over the most powerful people in the city. Now that Penguin has the files, they are his to try and use to lord over these other people. There's a scene with Eve Carlo where they talk about looking out for each other. It seems like they're girlfriend-boyfriend, like that's kind of their relationship, but she's a working girl, so like she has a ton of Johns, so it's not like they have an exclusive relationship. Because it also kind of seems like he had something going on with Sophia Falcone back in the day, until he theoretically betrayed her and she wound up getting thrown in Arkham. There's a lot of theories about that. They even mention it during the trailer here, like, do you feel good about what you did? And it sounds like Penguin informed on her to Carmine Falcone. Maybe she accidentally killed someone, or she did something really crazy flying off the handle. He told Carmine Falcone, and maybe Carmine is the one that put her in Arkham, her father. And it sounds like whatever he did to betray her because of that event, it wound up gaining him a bunch of power, like Carmine rewarded him with more power for that. So that's why she resents him, like you feel good about all these things that you got because of what you did to me. Not sure where they're headed here, but it seems like he's driving her somewhere in his Maserati. Love the way he was trying to justify how the Maserati was cool to her, like she could not care less about the car. You know it's actually Plum. There are a couple of flashback scenes of her in Arkham getting into all kinds of fights, so it seems like we will get flashbacks to explain what exactly went down between the two of them. During Dark Victory, Sophia Falcone becomes the Hangman and kills a whole bunch of people, like the big antagonist of the story. She mentioned the Hangman name during episode 1, but they use it as sort of like a nickname while she was inside Arkham. A while ago, there were all those memes about finding someone that matches your own freak. She definitely matches Penguin's own freak and surpasses it. There's some kind of flooding going on in this building here. That could be a flashback to the Riddler blowing the dams at the edge of the city. Then his mother says all those years he was watching, that's probably a reference to Carmine Falcone himself. We'll see like what Penguin's relationship was with him growing up, like how he got tied up with him. This is someone, maybe Penguin, staring at Blackgate Penitentiary, probably something to do with Sal Maroni. I don't know who Francois Chow is playing. Most of you remember him from Lost. He's been on a bunch of other series and movies too, so you probably remember him from somewhere at least. I'm guessing he's part of one of the other rival crime families in town. It sounds like his mother is trying to give him some counsel that someone is outmaneuvering him in his bid to take over the city. You probably recognize Shorey Agladashu. She's playing the wife of Salvatore Maroni. I'm guessing that even though he's been in Blackgate Penitentiary for years now, he's still technically the head of the family calling the shots, but she's like the face of the family while he's inside. These old cars make it seem like a flashback, so we'll see more of Penguin's history. This actually looks like Sophia winds up capturing John Vitti and interrogating him. Maybe she suspects he had something to do with Alberto's death. This is back at Penguin's drops operation, like the main warehouse where he does all his stuff from. Him driving his Maserati to a plane hangar, not sure where he's headed here or if he's picking someone up. Maybe he's picking Sophia Falcone up just because she was driving in the car earlier. When he says to taking back Gotham, this is him inside City Hall behind Bella Real's position where she sits, presiding over the government because she's mayor of the city right now. Can't really tell why things are exploding behind him here, but he's in his white suit, so it's part of that same scene where he's at the club with Sophia Falcone. Some kind of crazy knockdown drag-out fight where he shoots the hell out of this group of people in this place. This looks like Victor hiding on the ground trying not to get shot. These scenes of the flooding just seems like it's connected to what Riddler did during the events of the Batman movie. Either it's a flashback to the events of the movie when the dams actually broke, or it's just like further dams breaking and more damage happening. Penguin blowing something up big time trying to get away before it blows up in his face. Then I love the line that he goes out on in this trailer. Now it's voiceover combined with a completely different scene where he says, they're going to tell stories about us one day. And true enough, they did. They'll be writing Batman comics till the heat death of the universe, making Batman movies till the heat death of the universe. So yes, the Penguin's name, other Batman villains, Batman characters' names will live forever through that. Little bit of winking from behind the camera, like yes, this is him becoming comic book Penguin, that iconic version of the character. There's a bunch of stuff going on in the trailer here, so if you spotted any other Easter eggs or references that I didn't talk about in the video, just write them below in the comments. Overall, I think that the first episode was pretty fantastic. It's a good start to the series. Just because Marvel has their Agatha series right now, there's the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power series, I think Penguin currently is the best running series right now, just after episode 1. We'll see how it plays out the rest of the season though. My full episode 2 video will post next Sunday after they release it. Big reminder, this is the actual schedule, so there'll be like a week break before episode 2. Everybody click here for my full Penguin episode 1 video, and click here for all my other Batman videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.